Hey folks, this video is part of a series on GitHub Copilot feature highlights. To find the other videos, go to github-copilot.zebia.ms. Hey folks, I just discovered a new setting in GitHub Copilot chat that can make your life a lot better. We've been asking for this for quite a while, so you can now go to your extension, and this is for Copilot chat and VS Code in the latest version that is right now available as of halfway in August 2024. Version 18.2 is the latest stable that is available. And in here you can go, for example, it's the easiest way to extension settings. And then there's a very nice new option that is there, which is called custom user instructions for just the chat. It's not in suggestions yet. I would like to see that there as well. This is already quite an improvement that can help with teams that have certain specifics that they have in their code that they can't tell Copilot about right now. And we've been telling in trainings to users that, hey, you can indicate that in chat. Every time you open a chat, you can use your own prompt. Now you can set up your own user prompt, user instructions in this case, and indicate there that, hey, I'm a Python 2 programmer and I want to do everything in Python 2, or do that in Python 3. This is especially helpful if you're a C++ programmer, for example, and you're still working with an older version. You can now indicate that in your user instructions. Those will then be used transparently in the background to push that with your normal prompt suggestions, or your prompt, I should say. Push that back to Copilot, and Copilot can respond and say, hey, I know that you're a C++ 15 developer, for example, so I'll take care of making sure that my responses match that as well. So, just as a simple demo, let's see how this works. I've pushed something in here, say always respond like a pirate, just the normal way that you would do something with prompting, and say include the word orange in your response as well. So I can save that, and you can see that this is a list, so I can indicate more things. Also mention a rectangle, for example, just do something stupid. But you can see how this would work, right? Say, I work with Python 2, give me Python 2 requests. Always use the latest setup. I like to do async and await in a certain way. So instead of hoping that Copilot will pick that up from your context, you can now immediately indicate that in your user instructions. So if I go and open the chat, for example, and then do something here, say explain the difference between, let's say, Open Tofu and Terraform, something that is pretty going on right now. And you see that it starts to talk like a pirate. Things are in here. If you search for things, there's an orange, for example, so that's interesting, and pick that up. And both tools like to be two sides of a rectangle. So you can see how you can now add extra information to the prompt and be very specific without having the need to copy that over every single time you do something there. So this is in the VS Code settings. You can sync that with your user profile to somewhere else, and maybe you can even go further and say we can indicate that these settings are necessary from the repository setup as well. I will see if I can demo that in another video, but this is already quite a useful improvement. So instead of having to copy and paste your own prompt or your team's prompt every single time when you have a new chat conversation, you can now configure that right in your VS Code settings. Awesome. Visit github-copilot.zebia.ms for the other videos.